It's him. You're under arrest for the murder of Roland LeGrand.
What are you talking about?
Well, he was murdered last night. A witness identified you. The pimp, Roland LeGrand. You know him, right?
You got the wrong guy, pal. I was with her all night.
Come on, let's go.
All right, let me get dressed.
No. We got some stripes at the station for you, pretty boy.
Happytime.
There you go.
Papillon.
Papillon.
Oh, got to work on that accent.
Yeah, now this is a crazy story. It's a remake of the 1973 version with Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman. And fun fact as well, that was Eve Houston that you saw in that clip. That's Bono's daughter.
Oh.
But it stars Charlie Hunnam and Rami Malek. Of course, Charlie from Sons of Anarchy, Rami from Mr. Robot. And this is based on true events of a 14-year odyssey of this Frenchman who was arrested, sent to a penal colony in South America, and he teamed up with another prisoner, and it was all about how they made their escape. It's an incredible story, and it's really held together thanks to these two in some pretty riveting roles, and it brings a lot of intensity to the screen. There's a lot of graphic violence, so I thought it depicted prison life very accurately.
How do they recreate the relationship with Malek and Hunnam when you're doing a remake, being compared to McQueen and Hoffman back in the day? What did they do to really refresh what fans saw in '73?
To be honest, I thought they fleshed out the characters a little better and explored their relationship much more in depth. Plus, just it looks like a better production. I mean, they've got a bigger budget, obviously. Times have changed. They've got this beautiful location shooting. So, as a production, it's very handsome. It's got a lot of great period detail, authentic costumes. I really felt like I was in this world. It all took place between, as I mentioned, 31 and 45. Like the original, though, it does have some pacing issues. It's a little bit slow in some parts, and the narrative, it's a real paint-by-numbers approach. So it's a very safe way of telling the story. It's not a bad movie. It's not great. It's kind of right down the middle for me, and that was one of my issues with it. But it's held together thanks to the intensity of Hunnam and Malek, and they share some great on-screen chemistry. And by the end of it, you really feel like you've taken this journey with them.
How many hammers?
I'm going to go 3 out of 5. I enjoyed this movie.
You think it'll have legs, too? Tricky time on August 24th to have these movies coming out towards the end of summer.
Tough to say. They're not exactly household names. It's a hard movie to market because, as I mentioned, it's very gritty, it's violent. The prison drama breakout kind of story is a tough sell in the summer, but I hope it has some life at the box office. I dug it.
Okay, on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, okay. The Happytime Murders, it's not as bad as I was reading about how it would be. It's not good, but this is Brian Henson directing this film. He's the son of the late, great Jim Henson, and do not take your kids to this movie. I know it's got puppets in it, but they have the puppets doing unspeakable things in this movie, and it's Melissa McCarthy teaming up with this private eye. They used to be partners, investigating these murders of these puppets who were part of a children's show from back in the day, and it's total shock comedy. I see where they were trying to go for like the Team America Sausage Party kind of vibe. It's just like so much lowbrow, crude humor. Some of it I did appreciate, and there was great commitment actually amongst the actors, including Melissa McCarthy and Maya Rudolph. They're quite engaging, and the puppets were really well done aesthetically and technically. Like at the end of the movie, during the credits, they showed some of the behind-the-scenes footage with guys in green suits and the puppeteers. That stuff was fascinating. So as a movie to watch, it's actually always visually interesting.
Do you get much of a story here, or is this pretty much shock and awe with the ridiculous scenarios with the puppets?
It's a very basic story. It mirrors something more that you would see in a plot or in a pilot of a sitcom or something like that. I thought this actually could have made an interesting series. I don't know where this is going to go at the box office. I don't know who the audience is really for because it's, as we say in the industry, a hard R. But it could have a bit of a cult following. I could see it sort of being played to that midnight movie crowd at the Rio Theater down the road. But again, it just didn't quite hit the mark. There were some shades of greatness in the movie, but it just gets buried by a pretty crude script and a weak plot.
How many hammers?
2 out of 5.
Okay, so Papillon might be the way to go.
My money's on Papillon.
Okay.